Hello and happy November! It is officially NaNoWriMo season. Just remember last year, waking up, having a little panic attack, and then filming like daily vlogs for you guys. It was great! But even though I'm not gonna be writing like 50,000 words of my novel, I am still going to be hard at work this November. Also, real quick, the state of Virginia decided to have like a little heat wave starting November, so I have my window open because it's hot. So if you hear like the ambionic sounds of the outside world, like I hope it soothes you and it's not annoying. Starting off this month, I am working on transcribing all of the paper edits from my current manuscript that's come at the end of the road into like the digital version, which for some people might seem like an easy task or actually be an easy task, but for me, it's not. It's like a whole process, which is why I wanted to go a little bit in depth with it today for you guys. Also, my avocado! First things first, I open my paper document and my Word document, find where I'm at in each, because very early on the pages get out of sync. I mean, naturally you're throwing stuff in, or in some cases taking stuff away. And a good setup is really, really important here, because you're gonna have your laptop or tablet or whatever open on one side of you, and then your written document on the other side. You have your pens there, you have, you know, whatever drinks or snacks you're eating or drinking. Like, everything needs to be within arm's reach and comfortable, because you're going back and forth. So that's also something to take into consideration. And once I found both places, that's where I start. So I like to mark in a different colored pen than the ink, obviously, on the paper to make it stand out. And I will read through my paper version, looking for any changes. And I don't jump around here. I like to just read through completely and make changes as I go, as I'm reading through the manuscript, because that makes it easier to notice if something's like a little wonky, or if maybe I decide that I really didn't like the edit that I put in, or on the off chance that I need to make a completely new edit. So I'll keep going along like that. I'll be reading through my paper version, making little changes as needed, like from what I've written down. Every once in a while, I'll literally come across something where I don't even know what I wrote, like it doesn't make any sense, or maybe I was in such a hurry that like I misspelled something. So only a few times I've come across that where I couldn't even read my own handwriting, but other than that, it's totally fine. And then even sometimes I'll come across something where I made a change in the paper version, and reading through it again, I realize like, no, like that doesn't make any sense, or no, I actually like preferred how it was before, which I also think is totally fine, because it gives your brain a second chance to decide like, hey, do I really want to make this change? And you also get to see what it's like having made the change versus how you originally wrote it. In fact, in the editing session before this one, I was going through a scene and I realized that I wanted to add more than what I had written down like in my paper version. So I ended up adding like, I don't know, 500 words or something to the scene, just because in that moment I saw something that I didn't before. Now for some people, I'm sure like transcribing and stuff is more of a mindless task. Like, you know, you go through and you see, oh, I made this change and this change. But stuff like, you know, spell checking or grammar and things like that, it is mindless. I mean, you're like, oh, I do need a comma here. Oh, I misspelled that word. Quick change, like you're good to go. But with me, it takes a little longer because I'm basically rereading my entire story. It also doesn't help that I'm transcribing like, what, my second or third draft? Versus like during Thick as Blood, I was transcribing like, you know, my 7th or 8th draft. So there's way less changes that I needed to make, way less things that I saw that was like wonky or whatever. But again, each story is different. Like some people like to print out a paper version right after the rough draft to go through and edit, and other people don't do it at all. So it's definitely not something that's necessary. It's more of if you feel like it would benefit you to print out a paper version and go through that. And as of right now, it is taking me about an hour per 5 pages to get through. I don't know if it's just the beginning of the story, because I know like the beginning of my story was a little bit rougher than, you know, the middle and ending, so I knew it was gonna take me a little bit longer, but dang, it is like slow going. But yeah, converting a paper edit to like a Word document, it's a lot of work, and it's very like focused work. I mean, typically it really doesn't matter what kind of music I'm listening to when I'm going through and editing or writing. Like, I know sometimes editing, I don't like to listen to any music at all, and then when I'm writing, I have specific playlists for specific, you know, stories. And when I first started transcribing Scum, I just put on the playlist that I had made for it, but I quickly realized like it was just breaking my concentration. I don't even know. It was so weird. I just could not focus and like pay attention to what I was doing. So since then I've been trying out different like focus playlists, because not having anything going on in the background was also like hard for me. And that's pretty much it. Like, it's a simple process in theory, but the execution just takes forever. A lot like writing just by itself. But I want to thank you for watching. Hope this was helpful to you. If you're participating in NaNoWriMo, good luck. And if you're not, like me, then, you know, good luck if you're working on a project at all. Congrats. All of the links to my stuff will be down below, and I will see you guys later.